we've got to keep possession after the face-off happens. Whether they win it or we win it, we've got to make sure we maintain possession, and that's key. The possession battle has got to be tilted in our favor.
Yeah, it seemed like the wing play kind of had some trouble with Villanova with that sort of thing.
Yeah, they were very aggressive, and even in the first half against Denver. And credit to our kids for just picking up the loose ball. You know, we're gonna scrap, and we'll play tough and aggressive, and we'll bang into Carolina. But at the end of the day, when that ball's loose on the ground, we've got to pick it up and keep it.
How has the confidence changed for this group after proving you can beat the team?
I think time will tell, and hopefully, I like to think that it's made a big difference now that we know we can play and beat some of the bigger teams out there or better teams out there. But time will tell if the confidence can get us past the moment that these guys are going to walk into on Saturday, and that's an NCAA tournament game with a sold-out stadium. Hopefully, that confidence pulls us through that moment.
Can you preview the pregame locker room speech? I mean, how do you keep it normal and yet it's not normal and tell them they got an opportunity to do something special again?
Yeah, honestly, Lance, the biggest thing is going to be calming these kids down and calming us down. And we're going to have to just focus on our breathing and focus on this small step in front of us, because getting these guys excited to play and emotional, that's not the challenge. We can't play too emotional. We've got to play more calm and poised. And I'm just going to really refer back to these kids have seen every experience that lacrosse can throw at them, right? The only difference is the environment, right? And so that you've got to separate that from the game in between the lines, and that's going to be our challenge.
The defense has really been the core of the team this year. How important is Coach Still that this step up?
I mean, he has made the absolute biggest difference in our program in so many ways, but mostly on the defensive end. I think you see the attention to detail in our performance, and when we've struggled, we've gotten better than we were even before those struggles, you know, and it's really cool to see the relationships that he's built and how quickly the seniors bought into his attention to detail.
It's a really cool experience, just to, you know, kind of have the end of the season that we're having with the senior class. It's just really cool to kind of do it for the senior class and get them to where they want this program to be.
What was the buzz on the team and out around campus when you find out that the game is sold out in 20 minutes?
It's just a really cool experience, being out here in the Midwest. It's something you don't really expect, but it just shows that the game's growing out here and the fans really like watching us play.
It should be a home field advantage. I mean, this is different weather, different everything than what a Carolina team would be used to.
Yeah, you know, we really like playing at the Valley, so whenever we have home games here, we get really excited. So.
Do you think playing on the grass will have any effect on the game compared to playing here?
I mean, I don't think so. It's really just going to be, you know, how we play. If we play as a team, I don't think the grass will make a difference.
What has it meant to you to be a part of this program and see how fast it's grown in such a short amount of time?
You know, it's a really cool experience with the coaches we have. We have a great coaching staff, and it's just a great group of guys, and, you know, we all mesh really well together, and it's really cool to see it grow this fast.
Coach was talking about, Andy, about how guys are obviously naturally going to be jacked up and emotional and stuff like that. How do you keep those emotions in check yet realize that you have more work to do, and this is something once again special that could be a first in program history?
You know, dealing with the emotions, everyone's really excited that we're in the NCAA playoffs, but just, you know, not focusing on all the hoopla that's going on with the game and sort of focusing on what our game plan is and coming to practice and practicing hard. I think as long as we do that, I mean, we won't get caught up in the emotions.
You mentioned wearing number 6 last week. What would it mean to you to wear Kyle's number?
You know, it's really an honor to wear Kyle's number. Ever since I got here freshman year, Coach Amplo has told all the kids in my class, like, if you're a midfielder, look up to Kyle. He's like what we want the midfielders at this program to be like. So just wear his number and kind of be out there to play for him is a really cool experience.
Kind of cool to share this moment with him too, even though he's not playing. Take him along for the ride for the tournament now.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you hate to see guys get injured, but, you know, anything we can do to extend our time with Kyle and the rest of the 19 seniors, it's cool to do.
You guys came out with a vengeance offensively in the second half. Is there at all focus on making sure you get started earlier this week?
No, not really. I think we weren't winning a lot of faceoffs in the first half, and we came back out, and our wing guys and Zach Murillo did a great job and kind of just gave us more opportunities to have possessions in the second half. So I think if we get the possessions, you know, we had some midseason injuries in the offense, but I think we're starting to mesh really well together right now and just play good together.
Yeah, there is hoopla, kind of like what Andy said. You know, you're trying to keep it to a minimum. But what is this week like for you when you probably have a lot of people coming up to you?
It's been a cool experience, like Andy said. It's amazing. It's everyone should be focusing on their finals right now. We're in finals week right now, but everyone still makes time to come up and like they're focused, or they're coming up to us and talking to us while we're studying. But it's really cool, and coach talked about it, like it's going to happen, but we got to make sure that we're not letting it get to our heads. So it's a cool experience, though.
Good news is nobody has to bug you for tickets since they all sold out in 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think it just shows how the sport has really grown here in Milwaukee, or in the Midwest in general. And then being from Minnesota, it's kind of cool to watch see how it's grown from the beginning.
Team's running on a bit of adrenaline. You're in Denver Saturday, here Sunday for the selection show. Now you're preparing to host again.
Yeah, I mean, it's Coach did a great job though of making sure that we were taking care of our bodies, especially, and then even staying there for a full week in Denver instead of having to come back and fly back and forth. So it has been a lot of adrenaline, but I think we're ready for it. So
You think Carolina is going to be used to a little cooler weather here?
I don't think they will be. I mean, hopefully, I think we would prefer it to be cold, even though it's been pretty nice, being nice in Denver, but I think we would prefer it to be snowing in the worst weather possible, just because they're not used to it.
I know the goal is still in front of you, but have you had a moment to kind of step away and appreciate what this team has done?
Someone asked me that a couple. It still hasn't fit. Winning the Big East Championship still hasn't sunk in. I think right now we're still focused on the next thing, and maybe at the end of the season we'll look back and realize that it was such a cool experience. But right now we're just looking forward to the next game.
What has been the difference in this program just in the last couple of years to get to where you are?
I mean, I think it starts with the 19 seniors on our team right now, the ones that play and the ones that don't. The ones that don't play, they are literally ones that push all of us every single day, and they don't get the credit that they deserve, but they push all of us, the ones who do get the credit, every single day, and they're here working maybe even harder than the rest of us just because we're injured, and coaches are keeping us out of certain drills, but they're in every single drill, and they're pushing us, so it's cool. I think it's the people that you don't really necessarily see on game day.
What's your mentality playing a team like North Carolina? Talent-wise, they probably are a host-level team, but in that tough ACC, come out here.
I mean, it's everyone. As soon as when we were watching the selection show, I think Quinn Kesnick pointed out that we are not the 6th best team in the country. I think he has his opinion, but I think, yeah, they're a great team and they've done a lot of great things, but they still have to come out and play on Saturday just like we do.
It must be hard not to think, well, we beat Denver at this point. We can beat anybody.
Yeah, I think that's the mentality we have to go into. As long as we play the team, I don't think it really matters who we're playing. We lost to Duke pretty bad, but we came and just like in Notre Dame, we came back in the third and fourth quarter and came back, and then it happened again in Notre Dame and Denver. So I think it's not that big of a deal that we're playing Notre Dame or North Carolina. Sorry.
You've had a pretty slow offense. You know, you pick your punches. In an emotional moment like this, is it important to stay calm, keep the game plan that you guys have been pretty much running all year?
Yeah, all year, Coach. Since 3 years ago, since I've been on campus, Coach Brundage has been saying fast-paced patience. So we're running as fast as we can, doing all this stuff, but we're making sure we're not trying to make too many plays right away. We're waiting for the right opportunity, and we're waiting for someone wide open to an open shot.
Ryan, you mentioned being a Midwest guy, getting more eyeballs on the sport and on what you guys are doing or whatever. Can you kind of feel the meteoric rise, or maybe you don't look at it that way, but it just seems like in 4 years here, this is incredible.
Yeah, I'm maybe not noticed it here, but back in Minnesota, especially like in high school, when I was like in 8th grade, they didn't even have like a program, and then by my senior year, they had kids going from almost every school going to one Division I school or another. But it was awesome to see, especially in high school, and I think it's definitely growing here. And seeing people from, I was coaching this summer here in Milwaukee, and we were playing very competitive lacrosse against some teams from out east, both teams from Milwaukee and Illinois. So it's pretty cool to see.